Welcome to our numbers segment. Todd, Hudson,
drop my pencil.
John, Dad, technical difficulties. Good thing
Grab
he's got
another
another one. Yep. We will talk about our numbers and our numbers for 2022. We're going to talk just a little breakdown for you guys. Double breakdown.
And we'll try to move along here so we don't bore you too much. But this was your first full week as a VOMPite.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we met quite a few times and talked about lots of stuff. So we'll look forward to hearing a little bit more about what we've got planned and stuff in the coming weeks and months. But we want to get to your numbers.
Sure.
Now.
So 55 warm responses this week, 11 auditions, one that came in late last night for a couple of our guys, and we're just waiting to hear back on how that went. So we'll see what happens. And then for jobs, including Hudson, 5. If not with Hudson, we have 4 reported. Got Bob Shaw at 1. Greg Campbell 1, Adrian Flores. That was part of they both got asked to do one for the same project.
Dueling voices.
Oh, nice.
Male, female.
That's fun.
And then Joey Level let me know last week that she got another audio book.
Nice. Good for her.
I
Nice,
can't
Jody.
remember exactly. She told me what it was about, and I'm forgetting what it was about. But that's her third one. And she likes doing, I think she likes doing those fine, and she's, it's
I
up her alley.
appreciate her because I remember that company called and asked if I would do them. And then I said, maybe I don't do them anymore, but I said, maybe somebody on our roster or in our group would like to do them. We threw it out to some people, and I don't know if anybody else did one, but she's done several for them.
Yeah, it might be more than 3.
That's
I
really
thought it has
great.
3 for sure.
It's nice. It's nice to be able to have people, at different. They have different likes and dislikes, and they enjoy different types of genres of voiceover, and maybe they're at different places. Maybe some people, I was eating up audiobooks early on. I did almost 30 of them my first couple of years because it was just a good way to have something to do and to practice and to get a little money. And then, when I started to get more corporate work and regular work, I stopped doing them. But it's great. I appreciate her doing it a lot.
Yeah, and Bob Shaw, we also appreciate the job that he did. It was for a lower amount, but he just said, I got it done, and I'm going to do it. And I was practicing again, people, your rates are your rates, so do what you want. But he just didn't have it. I don't think he had something going on at that moment. So he just said, well, might as well make the amount of money here that I can and go with that. So
make some money. That's always good.
There was another one that came in, I think on Thursday, an audition that 4 people, Joe sent out 4 people. You haven't heard from that one at all yet either. That was
another one. Yep, that's a part of the 11.
That was going to go to somebody in our group, I think. So we're just waiting on that one.
Sure.
Pretty sure.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah.
Great.
So,
All right.
that's it for me.
On to my numbers for this week. I had 4 warm responses, 1 audition. I won that audition. And it was a new client. It's from the UK. And you and I talked a little bit about that. For some reason, the UK I'm popular in the UK. I'm famous in the UK.
And the thing is
I'm not famous in the United States.
We do have on my mother's side, her mother's last name was Knight, so English.
Jolly old England.
So maybe you have that, that connection there.
Yeah. Sorry for anybody. Sorry, Chris Marsden. You'll have to tell me how that is.
Tonga.
Yeah,
Tonga.
Yep.
Anyway.
My apologies for Hudson.
Also, got another job from Upwork from the client that I've been working with. This is the 4th set of 10, and this is $384. And then I got a Fiverr job for $5.06 this afternoon. So did that. And I did 8 hours of editing for you this week for a grand total of $929.60. And I do have another job that's possibly out there. I did it thinking that it was my job. I sent it off to him. He said, you were just supposed to do the sample. It's a guy I've worked with multiple times. But anyway, I sent it off to him, and I'd put down, it was a $75 job. I put it down, and so then I crossed it out because I didn't want to put it on there if it wasn't mine. Anyway, that was just there. So anyway, $929.60.
Your goal is $750, so you were over that, I think, for the 3rd week in a row.
3 in a row. Yeah, I think the first week I had like $600. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Quickly, my numbers. I'm trying to harvest some work from Upwork, and you've helped me. I did one Upwork job last year, and it happened to be an 800. I mean, I made 800. It was a $1,000 job. It's my first one. This woman came back to me, and we've kind of gone back and forth, if you will. Actually, she wanted to hire me, and I've contacted her a couple times, and I haven't heard back from her. So I had 2 other jobs on Upwork.
Wow.
For a total of $148.
Already catching me.
$148 on Upwork. But I'm trying, I'm trying my hand at it. Fiverr was $1,268, and direct email marketing was $3,659. My total was just over $5,075. $5,075. And I have 2 more days left to make money in January, as you do as well. But
We all do.
I'm over. I'll tell you about it in my
We've got
income.
4 days if you decide to work on the weekends.
Oh yeah, I count weekdays.
That's fine.
But I am over. Last year I was at 17,000. I think I'm at 20,000 this year.
Nice.
I like to be.
You only have 5 left. I know that's
$5,000. I try to make
like we talked about.
Try to make $5,000 or $25,000 every month to come up to 300,000. But I've always been short in January. Then you have to make it up, and February is a short month, so it's always a little bit scary. But hopefully, we'll see. Now let's talk about. We've got maybe we can take 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes total, to talk about your numbers for 2022. And John, you can make comments if you want.
Sure.
Good to have you here. If you want to make some observations, go ahead, Hudson. Your 2022
All right. So
numbers.
went through, and I have kind of 4 streams of income when it comes to voiceover. One of them is I'll mention that. So I'm on Fiverr, I'm on Upwork, and I do direct email marketing. So Fiverr, $3,529.60 in 2022, and then Upwork, which I think I started in May.
Okay.
I think I started in May. From May on to the end of the year, $2,479.50, and then direct email marketing, $13,383.27, and that's all of my behind the mic work, and that's a total of $19,392.37. So last year, 2021, my first year, I made like I think $8,500 in just behind the mic stuff. So that's wonderful. Really happy about that. Thanks to Upwork, Fiverr kind of took a dip down, and then direct email marketing really went up, especially the last 4 months of the year. I mean, you guys can remember if you watch some of our videos, I had 2 weeks where I had $3,600 and $3,200 in a week. So that was huge. Then the last form of income that I get is through editing with my dad, and I do a rate of $20 an hour. And Mom told me that I did 432 hours of work this year, which I believe it because I've been busy, which was $6,840. That wasn't without the tax taken out. Obviously, that'll happen at some point, for a grand total of $26,232.37.
What is that, Jonathan? Could you grab your phone and just divide that? Is that Hudson's
That's not
phone?
my phone.
Okay.
What do you want me to
Why don't
do?
you just divide it? 26,000. What did you have? 26,000.
Divide by 6,000 or something.
No, divide it by 52 weeks.
Oh, so
Should be about
$26,000.
$500. Yeah, it should be about $500.
232 dot.
Yeah, because half of
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. I don't think I have that down right. Anyway, I'll just put it down. Whatever.
26,000
Yeah.
divided by 52.
It's $504.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And you were
over what
shooting for
$500.
$500 and
Yeah.
a week. Now, we didn't start doing that until probably mid-year, just to have a goal that was achievable. And I think the last half of the year you made up.
Well, the last 4 months I made,
Yeah.
I think I remember I was either in September and I was right at my goal from the year before. Now I knew I had a couple months left, but I had $8,500, and that was you and I were, talking a lot, and I was stressed out a little bit about it because it's like, I'm not improving. What's going on? What am I doing? Anyway, the last 4 months or so were very good. And it seems like it's ridden out because, like I said last week, last year, January, the first month of 2022, $283. And I'm already probably close to $3,000 this month. So I'm just very happy and thankful about that. I mean, it's easy when you're doing well, but just,
You'll have more opportunities to, happens for all of us. You'll have opportunities to not be stressed out again because next week could be less and could be a low week. You never know. It just happens that way. You just have to keep working your simple plan.
But I have the experience of not having a lot and then being able to make it up.
Yeah.
And so if it comes back to that, I know what to do and the mindset to have, which is very important. So
and that editing, you might say, well, that's great. He gets $6,000 from you. I don't have that opportunity.
It's true.
That is not a gift. That is something that I would have to farm out either in my family or I'd have to pay somebody to do it. And it'd be more than $20 an hour. And you're a very good editor, very fast, very efficient, very careful. And so it's important to my business, very important to my business that I have good editors. And so that's not a gift to my son. I mean, it is in one way, but you're first in line, but it's because you're good at what you do. And my point in bringing that up is sometimes what you have to do, and this is what I keep telling Hudson, sometimes what you have to do to stay afloat in your business is do things, maybe you have to work part-time at the grocery store or something like that, or hardware store, or doing paper, delivering papers or whatever. But if you can do something like do audiobooks, those aren't fun to do for a lot of people, but you're working on your craft and you're making some money. And maybe you offer to do some editing for people while you still build your skills in voiceover and get more clients and stuff. And that's what I've been working on, saying, well, that's a voiceover related business. So do that and be thankful. And maybe that's a way for you to increase. There's more than one way to be successful at business, especially while you're rolling the boulder up the hill. Sometimes you have to do some things within voiceover that you don't really want to do. And so I had to do, I did more production work back 10 years ago. I don't do that hardly at all anymore, where I mixed music and sound effects and stuff like that. And I don't like doing that anymore because I can make a lot more money just doing voiceover. Anyway, enough said.
Well, my goal, we've talked about that because my goal is I'm happy to edit for you and it's nice to have the extra money. But whenever we talk, I always talk about in terms of what have I made behind the mic, because that's my goal. And so that's what I'm really more worried about is when we talk about what did you make in voiceover? Well, this is how much I made. And then you say, well, then I did some editing for you because I like to keep them separate.
Yeah, I think it's wise to do that because you can watch to see is the dream of building a voiceover business, is that coming true, or am I fooling myself with all this other stuff?
Yeah.
But if you're going to want to stay in business, sometimes you have to do some things that aren't necessarily your dream thing to do.
Yeah.
And so that might be taking lower jobs. It might be doing demos, audiobooks, or doing editing for people.
Well, in this year, I would like to, if I can, and this wasn't a goal that I had put up, I just was thinking about it. I made $6,000 and I made almost $2,500 on Upwork.
Yeah.
I'd like to flip those. I'd like to make more on Upwork this year than I do editing for you. Now I'll continue to edit for you because, you need an editor to do some of this stuff because of all the work you do. But that's kind of something I'd like to do, is not have your editing be my most. I'd like to continue to figure out Upwork. Anyway.
I'll really miss having you as an editor, but I know it's going to happen eventually, and I hope you work yourself out of my editing.
Yeah.
So, Demond, if you put these numbers up on the screen here, I'd appreciate that. I'm going to go from lowest to highest here and just run through this quickly and then just make some observations. Upwork for me was $800. It was just that one job that I talked about. That was 1% of my income. ACX, I still get residual income from the books that I did many years ago. That was $2,700. And that was 1% as well. Because of what I make, it all is kind of in the 1%. It's a little high, a little more than 1%. And the 800 was a little lower than 1%. I rounded up and down. Voices.com this year was $30,394. That was 9% of my income. Fiverr was $97,584. That was 29% of my income. And that was down by, let's see, I think I made $113,000 the year before. So that was about down by $16,000. So Fiverr was a little down this year.
Yeah.
And my direct email marketing was less than $80 short of $200,000. My direct email marketing was $199,910, and that was 60% of my income. And I really want my direct email marketing to be above 50%. I want to keep it that way because, as I say all the time, direct email marketing is diversity within diversity, and you want to have a diversified portfolio. Upwork, Fiverr, Voices.com, Voice123, audiobooks, direct email marketing. Maybe you do editing for people, whatever, demo production, whatever you do to make money, voiceover related stuff. Direct email marketing is a really important thing to keep high, at least 50%, because one person leaves, it's not like Fiverr leaving. I mean, I lost $16,000 from Fiverr, and maybe there's some things we can talk about that. There are some things I maybe could have done, kept my prices lower, different things like that. But sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. It's just how many impressions
we've
you're
heard
getting.
stories about Fiverr for other people, whether in our group or just watching other people, that it has been down for others. And there's several reasons that we may have talked about in the past, or several reasons that we have maybe some ideas as to why it's down. But yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you some notes here. There's about 7 or 8 observations. And Damon, if you'll just keep those numbers up there of what I made in 2022 and the revenue. By the way, the total was $331,389.73. That was the highest I've ever done. $331,389.73. A few observations. I'm looking to increase in Upwork, my Upwork income. Because I think Voices.com, even though it was up $10,000 from 2021 in 2022, I think it's going to be down because of some of the things they're doing and some of the things I don't want to be a part of on Voices.com. Fiverr was down, as I said, $16,000 or so. I want to try to increase Upwork for that purpose. I don't want.
Why was that? Is that one of your things? Why was your? Maybe you don't want to talk about that. I don't know.
I think that might be something we can talk about at another time. That's what I just was mentioning to Jonathan was I think there might be some reasons that maybe I could have made a little more money, but there's also just Fiverr being Fiverr, and we have some thoughts about that.
Sure.
But right now we'll just hold off on that. Maybe we'll bring that back again if people especially want to hear about that, or if you just want to hear about it, we can talk about it. I'm looking to increase my direct email marketing. Not by a ton. I think $200,000 is great. I'll take that every year. But again, just because I like that diversity within diversity. In 2022, I worked 246 weekdays. I did work some weekends, but I took most weekends off as well. And then I had 17 vacation and holidays this year. That's the most ever.
Wow.
17 vacation days and
Reward
holidays.
yourself.
And I'm going to try to do that more, which is probably going to mean that I make less money in the next few years, which is fine. My average income each of those 246 weekdays was $1,351.26. That doesn't count my ACX audiobook income, which wasn't very much, but it would increase it a little bit. So over $1,350 per day I made while I was working. My new client rate was down. It was only 37 this year. But one new client I onboarded in May sent me a ton of work, and I made $16,000
A lot of editing
them.
for that.
Yep. Yeah, you do all of my editing for that. My worst month in 2022 was January. It was $17,135.67. My best month was September, $36,599.46. My goals, this is the last point. My 2022 goals were $25,000 per month. I achieved that. I wanted to get my website going for the 3rd year in a row, and I failed.
That's up here again this year.
Yep, I got it up. I'm going to try. 50 new clients I wanted to get. I was 13 short.
Because I stole them all.
I wanted to develop our father-son voiceover podcast, and Solidify VOMP, which I think we're on the achieving side of it. And I want to continue to offload low-paying and difficult clients. And I did 3 last year. I offloaded 3 of my low-paying clients. I have a few more that, especially over the next few years, I'll probably ask to not send me any more jobs, and I might have a couple 3 that I say I'd like to keep working with you, but I need to have a little bit more, and we'll see what they say then. So that's my year, that's your year, that's our weeks. So thanks for watching, and I just do that because, again, I think it's important for VO people that ask you to listen to them and trust them and watch them and consider what they're saying, to be transparent with what they make in voiceover alone. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you ever have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or get a hold of us. We've had people do that via email. You can get a hold of me, Hudson Barsness, at yahoo.com. No spaces, all lower cases. And if you want to, you can even post what you made last year or your numbers this week, whatever. Be glad to hear them. So anyway, thanks for watching, and check out our 43rd episode of the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast on Wednesday, the 1st of February. See you later.